Hi there, everybody. I'm Catherine Allen, clairvoyant medium and astrologer, and I also do energy healing, Reiki, and shamanic work. And I'm bringing you topics of insight. Very often I have flashes of patterns or deeper insights into psychology or patterns and dynamics of relationships and choices and metaphysical happenings as well, from doing probably thousands of readings by now and seeing deeply into people's lives, as well as my own introspection and my own healing journey and things that have presented themselves along the way. So I wanted to bring you not just predictions on my YouTube channel, I also want to bring you some of the insights that I'm happy to share. So today's topic is a follow-up to the first one on toxic closeness, which you'll want to watch if you haven't. And this topic today will be trauma bonding. I don't know if anyone else calls it that, but I call it that. So I've seen many people do the trauma bonding bit, and a lot of them turn out to be very unhealthy or narcissistic people. What typically happens, and especially if you are highly sensitive or you are an empath, you have to be on red alert for this, because this was, I realized, one of my biggest hooks and why I consented to getting involved with people that were not healthy for me, even though I had done so much healing work. It was the level of trauma bonding that was happening. And so there's a couple of ways that people will do that. But the main thing is they will reveal something traumatic about their lives or their childhoods to you early in the relationship. Usually, if it's a narcissist sociopath type, first they start to charm you and flirt with you a little bit, and they see, is this one open to me? Do they like me? Do I have a window here? And if they start to sense, okay, there's a vibe, there's an attraction, I can do something. The next thing that they do is they trauma bond, and they drop some story about their toxic childhood or their horrible nightmare scenario, or somebody's car accident or something terrible that happened to them or someone very close to them very early on in the relationship, and they do it almost too easily. It's too soon in a healthy relationship to reveal that stuff within the first few meetings, especially the first meeting. It's just way too soon, because healthy relationships usually require and want a little bit of space to develop the fun side, the light side, that things are mutual. You gradually get to know each other and you gradually reveal the big stuff. You don't drop it on somebody. So what happens is they'll tell it too soon, but they'll also tell it a bit too easily. When people are genuinely sharing trauma with you, even if it's too early, okay? Because there's still lots of people in the world that are healthy who are having a rough time, and for whatever reason, maybe on your second date, they're crying about their ex or the parents that divorced or something. But the thing is, it's done in a tone of like deepening intimacy, and it's done with emotion, and it's done with a great, like, sort of, it's painful for them to tell you. They're scared that they're telling you too soon. They're worried how you're going to react to it. Maybe they feel bad that they've just burst out on you. That would be, maybe somebody who isn't quite ready to be in a relationship, but it's not a narcissist or a sociopath. A narcissist and sociopath, energy vampire type, comes across the street as if they were going to say, hey, can I borrow, a lighter? Oh, and by the way, my child died in a horrible accident. Huh? Why are you telling me this so fast, so easy, and on a sidewalk? It's not the right timing, it's not the right context, it's not the right intensity, and it's not the right setting to share something that personal and that intimate. But if you're an empathic person, oh my God, this horrible thing that happened to them, holy. And you'll feel horrible, and you'll show your empathy and your support, no matter how awkward it is, how it was done or said. And then everything they do starts to be colored in that lens. So they can get away with increasingly poor behavior. They can be awkward, inappropriate, ask you things that are also now inappropriate or not very well timed or placed, because you've already sort of accepted to listen to the trauma bond on the sidewalk. So they can come up and do anything to you also. Say anything else to you in public now, or act inappropriately in front of other people, because it shows poor boundaries, you know. But for empaths, it's extremely hard to resist when somebody says something traumatic. You want to help them. You start to feel, you know, your brain chemistry starts to go, ooh, you know, and you want to show them that you care, or help them somehow, or let them know they're not alone. And then all of a sudden your guard is now down, and they can start to manipulate and sort of infiltrate you in other ways. And they will constantly refer to that incident in a way that, oh, that horrible, horrible thing that happened to me, poor me. You won't see a lot of empathy coming your way. They won't ask if things happen to you as well. If you tell them your traumatic story, because that's usually what happens between people when you're getting close in a healthy way. Both people might share mutually something that happened that they have in common if it's hard. And sometimes that's the glue that bonds people for life. If it's done with intimacy, with love, it can. That's why it's such a manipulative little hook that they have as a tool. Because most people who are healthy will recognize a moment like that as a sincere and deep intimacy, and they'll respond in kind. And then when you do, you realize this person isn't able to empathize back. This person isn't asking about what happened to me. Sharing this with me did not bond me more to them. It made me feel sorry for them, and it made me a target. It didn't build intimacy, or the relationship didn't get healthier and closer from that point on. And I've even met people where it's almost like their first line is to tell people about the worst thing that happened to them in their childhood within the first few hours. And they've done it, they do it with multiple people. It's just the way they roll. And then all of a sudden there's many, many people in their lives that they can just, oh, she's available. Oh, I need to, oh, this person will listen, and they care how it, and they just bounce around to whoever they need, because they have a whole set, like a chessboard, of people waiting to feel sorry for them. So they'll never have to be accountable, and they can discard you if you don't react properly, or you say, hey, you know what, so-and-so, I don't think it's very nice that you've dumped this on me, but you won't listen to my life as well. Or you don't want to get help with this thing that you keep talking about feeling sorry for you for. I don't see much evolution. Oh, next. Because there's a whole there's a string of people waiting that they have put in place. This is how the narcissist and sociopath roll. I've seen enough of them now. I've got her where I want her. I've literally heard many men say that. They're working hard for you to be sitting on a shelf somewhere, just like, oh, I need my hammer. It's in the toolbox. Oh, great, let's go get the hammer. They literally see people that way as well. Oh, this one is available on that day at that time, and she'll do this for me, and she'll do that, and she'll feel sorry for me. And hey, great, check, she's over there when I need her. And they make sure that they withhold and don't give you what you need. And the longer you stay, you just stay in place on that shelf. They're not going to suddenly love you and give you what you need. But a lot of people that are sensitives will stick around trying to help them and feel sorry for them, sometimes for years in marriages. But this is how they roll. So you have to be very careful of the trauma sharing and the trauma bonding. If somebody is genuinely sharing something that means that they're opening their heart to you, and yes, they're upset and they're sharing something big. From that point on, if you're both feeling closer and there's a growing trust and a growing ease and the relationship is exclusive, then the trauma has bonded you, yes, but it doesn't mean that the whole relationship has been about that, or that they're manipulating you. If the person has shared it really easily and way too soon and in the wrong context and is not open to yours, run. Literally, run. Because it's the beginning of the hook of the narcissist or sociopath. And you don't want to be on that fish hook. Trust me. Thank you for listening to this insight. I've got so many. It's a matter of, like, now I've finally figured a way to create something with them. So you'll be getting more of these insights and videos. Stay tuned also and check for my monthly tarot readings. I'm getting really good feedback on those. And if you have any comments or suggestions, or if you need any help with a private readings, private sessions, you can reach me below this video, or you can email me. Find my website at river-rain.com. Take care, everybody.